Okay, I'm just getting this, I think, set up on Instagram too. Hopefully it's working. Maybe it's not working. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, hopefully it's working. If not, I'll figure that out later. Okay. All right, everyone. I am so excited to be able to hop back up on here. It's so fun to use this streaming software again. It's been a long time since I've done this. I just want to say happy 4th of July, everybody. I really just wanted to get this video on and out, and I just wanted people to be able to watch it whenever they can, because I do know today's a holiday. I know probably a lot of you guys are so grateful to be off work and you're headed out to the lake or you're headed to a barbecue. And so I want this at least to get out there. I wanted to get it done today on Friday because we're going to go do some things today too. But I just wanted to share this. So I'm sure most of y'all are going to catch it on the replay, so I'm not going to worry so much about the comments. I will go back and answer any questions if y'all do leave anything in the comments. So I've got my notes printed out so I stay on track, because I can definitely flow and go, in all different kinds of tangents. So I definitely just wanted to hop on here and just kind of be open and transparent and just start to share a lot more. It's really important to me because that's actually who I was a long time ago. When I was really active on social media and, flowing in all my gifts, I was just very open about my personal life, about what I was working on, all of the things. And so I just want to kind of get back to that place where I just share all this stuff with everybody. I want to kind of go over just my history, because I know some of you guys have known me for a long time, and there's probably other people that haven't known me for, that you might have just started following me recently. So in my history, so I have been working out since 2014. I have been bodybuilding since 2014. I actually saw a girl and she just had the most amazing physique. And I was like, I want to look like that. And I had just gotten out of rehab, and I was looking to get my life back on track. And so when I saw this girl, I was like, what do you do? And so she actually connected me to her trainer, and I started working out with her trainer and her. And that's where everything started in 2014 at Metroflex in Pflugerville. That is the gym that I was born. I always like to tell people that because I still love that gym. And then over the course of the next, 11 years, I did 11 bodybuilding shows. My very first show was in 2015. I did Vicky Gates, and I got 5th place at that show. My second show was the Ronnie Coleman, and I got 1st in novice, and I got 2nd in open. And then the third show that I ever did, I did the Ronnie Coleman again, and I got 1st place, and I got overall. And that was one of the biggest shows in 2017. It was like, I think over 250 competitors. And then a month later, I did the Phil Heath, and I got 1st place there too. And I won that overall as well. So that was really exciting because I really got to experience, all my hard work paying off. And then from there, I started competing on the national level stages. I typically got first call outs on all my shows. There was a few years that I didn't, but every year that I didn't, it seemed like something random or weird would have happened that year. And so, it is what it is. It's part of the journey. But I just wanted to talk about, I do have history with, competing and just staying on a very disciplined lifestyle. And I know that because I do that, it overflows into what I do with others as my profession as an online fitness coach, as a competitor coach, and as everything else that the Lord is kind of bringing me into in my life. Like, I know that everything I've learned from this lifestyle that I've adapted to helps me in other areas of life. I actually had an amazing encounter with the Lord this morning in my prayer closet, and he really wrote this amazing message about how this lifestyle teaches you how to suffer, how to sacrifice, and how to obey. And so I'm going to be sharing that soon. So over the years, especially the last several years, I have actually tried to just run away. Like there were times I literally wanted to just leave. I wanted to stop coaching. I just wanted out of the fitness world. I really felt like I was called to, be a pastor, or, just like I was watching like Isaiah Saldivar and Jenny Weaver, and I thought because all the people that I admired, I watched them doing all these things, and I felt like, oh, that's what we need to do then. So I felt like, okay, I need to build a platform. I need to be public speaking. I need to, build this YouTube thing. And so there was all these things that I was like, I, and I've really had to learn, okay, Lord, where do you want me? Like, I know what I feel like I'm supposed to do, but what if what you want me to do isn't the same thing as what I think I'm supposed to do? So I really had to lay down what I thought it looked like being someone who's supposed to follow Jesus, and someone who I know I have an anointing. I know, we're all anointed to do what the Lord has called us to do. And so sometimes we just veer off into different areas and we do things that we're not actually anointed to do, in the sense that when we step into our purpose, we're actually anointed for that purpose. And so, but every time I've tried to run, he always brings me back to this world, back to the fitness arena, back to the competing arena. And, some of you who know me well, like I've wrestled with this for a while. But the Lord does also confirm when it's something he wants. And so I kind of wanted to share some confirmations. So the first confirmation was really cool because I went into my prayer closet one morning, and like for the last several months, I've been really stressed because I've been working on this app and it's just tiresome. And so sometimes I, sleep in later because I'm exhausted mentally. And then I don't get that quality time in my prayer closet. Like I get some time, but it's kind of rushed because I'm like, oh, I have all these things I have to do. So I really have made a point to just really start going in there, getting up early again, going in there without an agenda and letting the Lord, staying in there however long he wants me to. And when I do that, that's when a lot of amazing things happen. So this happened on a morning. I went in there and I was praying about this because I really felt like I was supposed to compete again. And I was really torn about it. Like I really didn't want to do it. And a woman that I love and adore, she had actually spoken into me a few months ago. She's like, Lauren, I think you should compete. And she's like, I think you can do it in a very tasteful, modest way, in a classy way. She showed me an example of a woman who does it. And so like, that was just always in the back of my mind. And I'm like, well, Lord, I set this goal out for myself and I haven't achieved it yet. Like I got so close to getting my pro card, and there were so many years that I should have gotten it. But like I said, something would happen, and like, I can go over all those at a different time, but like each scenario was like some freak accident or something would happen. And so I'm just like, Lord, I just feel like it's not finished, but I also have laid it down at his feet, and I've also quit for him. Like back in 2020, he said, no more competing. So I laid it down. I was like, whatever you say, Lord. And how many know sometimes the Lord has us lay things down for a season, and sometimes the Lord has us lay things down permanently, and we just never know. So I was praying about it, and the Lord blessed me. I get visions from the Lord, and that is one of my gifts. And I'm so grateful for it because it's literally just there's no experience like it, but the Lord gave me a vision, and I was competing, and I was in a blue suit, and I was winning. And after that, he spoke very sweetly into me, and he basically said that he is giving me his blessing. Whereas some of these shows that I've done, I didn't have his blessing. Now he says I have his blessing to move forward in this, which is the only way I would want to do it. Because if I didn't have his blessing, I wouldn't want to do it. Because we know when we don't have his blessing, it's, it just isn't worth it. So that was first part. Well, then later on in passing with my husband, he had mentioned, he's like, we were talking about something, and he mentioned, he's like, I prayed for you the other day and it actually came true. And I was like, well, what did you pray for? And he's like, I actually prayed that you would have like an encounter in your closet, because he knows it's been a while since that happened. And I thought it was funny because like, I was like, oh, you prayed that would happen. And then the encounter that I had was me competing and winning. I was like, so that's definitely a confirmation, because in the Lord used my husband, which is so fun when that happens. And then even the other day, I got another confirmation, because after I kind of posted that I'm getting back into the fitness world, the fitness arena, I had a lot of you guys reach out, and it was really amazing because just the amount of support and the amount of people who are actually really excited. Like I didn't realize how many people get excited when I do these things. I did honestly, I kind of feel like nobody cares. So it's like, who even cares? But I had a lot of people comment, and one of the girls sent me this message, and it was a video, but she sent it exactly at 7:22. And if you followed my testimony, you know that the Lord uses the numbers 1, 0, 2, and 7 in any order and any combination for confirmation. So she sent it at 7:22, and it was scriptures 1 John 2:27. So it had all my numbers, and I was just like, this is a confirmation. So I watched the video, and of course the video was speaking directly to me. So I know that I'm walking into this with the blessing of the Lord and with confirmations, and knowing that why, for whatever reasons, why he had me not do it before, I'm in a season now where I'm healed and I can represent him to his glory, to the fullest of my to the fullest of my ability. But really it'll be through his ability. And so the exciting news is, if y'all know, this lifestyle and this sport is extremely expensive. The only way I've been able to compete in the past and do 11 shows is because I always had financial support. I always had sponsors that helped me out. And as much as I would love to reach out to those sponsors and like beg them, like, can you sponsor me again? They've sponsored me enough. I feel like it's now time for new sponsorships. And so that is what my exciting news is about. So I want to open this up. If you own a small business, if you're part of a larger business, I mean, any business can sponsor. And what it would entail is me promoting your brand, me even wearing your brand on show day, me walking around with like your brand on my bag. Like we can talk about all the different ways and how it looks. But just a sponsorship for any business, it's tax deductible. So it's actually beneficial for any business to sponsor, because then you can write this off on your taxes. So I want to just kind of include what the costs are. And because I know it's kind of like, some people have no idea, and like they might think it's like, oh, it costs this. No, it's a lot. So the first thing is it will include the sponsorship usually, and it can cover any of the above, all of the above, some of the above. It really just depends on like how much you feel like sponsoring, what your business can do. So the class entries. So I usually enter open Masters 35, and now I can enter Masters 40. That gives me 3 opportunities to win my pro card. So each class entry does cost a certain amount of money. I mean, some shows it can be $500 to register for, to like add. And I think if you add an entry, I think it is cheaper, but I think the initial registration is like $500 for some shows, and some it's like $350. It just depends on how big the show is. It's going to cover the hotel, which is absolutely needed. It covers airfare. A lot of these national shows are over on the East Coast. So we're flying to New Jersey. We're flying to Pennsylvania. The other thing that it can cover is my suit. I definitely need a new suit, especially since I got my implants removed, and because I don't have a blue suit, and that's the suit that I had in the vision. So I know I have to have a blue suit. Those can range anywhere between $500 to $1,000. And I know it's a lot, but typically $800, $600, $700 is the normal range. It covers posing, which is definitely needed. You need to hire a very experienced posing coach, which is something I never really did in the past. And I really feel like that's one of the key things that I'm missing this year. The other thing that a sponsorship can cover is my supplements, which there are lots of them, like creatine and glutamine, and just it all adds up. Hair and makeup. So it's a few $100s. It could be like $300 to get your hair and your makeup done. But it's definitely worth it because it can make or break you on show day. I usually do my own makeup, but I think this year I definitely need to have someone else do my hair because I want to have it like big and voluminous, and I have no idea how to do that with my hair. It can cover my food. So the cost of food is something that it's expensive, but it's nicer because you always know what you're buying, so you don't have to buy anything extra. So it does, in a sense, it saves money, but at the same time, it does add up. And also the sponsorship can include my coaching fee. Now, I do have an amazing coach. I coach myself typically in my off season. I cover my own coaching. I've been doing my own coaching since 2022. I've done all of it. But my coach now is amazing, and he does give me an amazing price. So it's not crazy expensive. He does give me a discount because he is passionate about me winning as well. And so he's like family to me. So those are just some of the costs that a sponsorship would go over. But again, I would be promoting your brand. I would promote your business. You know, if you want me to wear a robe with your name on it, so everyone on show day sees your name on the back of my robe, I'm totally for it. I can provide receipts, invoices, anything that you need. Every time I had a sponsor in the past, I provided every receipt and everything just in case. So that is something that I'm really praying about. Like, I am trusting the Lord in this. The other thing I kind of want to open up is blessings. So I closed out my old Venmo. So everyone that had my Venmo that wanted to like bless me here and there, like they can't do it because they don't have my new Venmo. But I want to provide my Venmo and my PayPal for anyone, because I know there's a lot of people who might just want to support me, that might just want to send me a love blessing because it'll help. There could be some people that want to send in, $20 a month just to help. And any amount helps, I promise you. So there's no amount that's too little. The thing is like, I know right now, like I've been focusing on this app since Thanksgiving. This is all I've been doing. And it's obviously not bringing in any funds. And the only money that I'm making currently is from the 7 women from my Godfident Glow Getter Challenge. They've decided to stay in the app at a really discounted price. So the money I actually make from them barely covers the cost of my food. So everything else I need help with. As much as I would love it, like, my husband, he's a firefighter. He works really hard, but if the city of any city doesn't really pay really well, depending on the city, but he's in a city that does it. It's the lowest paid city. I'll just leave it at that. And so I don't want to have to stress him out financially with this goal when I know the Lord has basically said, you have not because you ask not. And I know the Lord will use people to provide because he's done it with me. Like, I'm sure some of you guys that are watching have received for no reason money from me in the past. Like when I have enough, I love to give. Like, I will just randomly send someone $400. Like I give because the Lord has always given to me. And he just told me, like, when it comes to this, he's like, ask and you shall receive. But again, remember the Bible says you have not because you ask not. So I'm publicly putting myself out there, sharing my goals with you, asking for help if you want to help me with my goal. I know the Lord can provide through other people. And I do promise, once this app is launched and it's successful, I am going to be paying it forward. I will sponsor people. I will be just sending people blessings for no reason. Like, I'm a giver. And so I know the Lord will, he will move hearts so that they can help me out in this process, and so that I can help other people out when the time comes to pay it forward. I've never had to do this before. I've never had to come on and publicly like ask people, hey, please help me. But like I said, I really believe that the Lord will use others to provide. He'll, like we always say, if it's his will, it's his bill. And so I just pray that he just stirs hearts to just give. My PayPal is still my maiden name. So it's just at Lauren Floodquist. My Venmo is at Lauren-Troyer11. So those are my 2 payment things. I'll post it in the comments. But if for some reason you want to do like Cash App, or you want to do some other platform, like just reach out to me in a DM and I'll send you whichever payment process you want to go through. If you do feel moved to sponsor me through your business and write it off on your taxes, then please reach out to me in a DM so that way we can start talking about everything and we can plan it all out. It's just, like I said, it's been really hard. Like, even when the app launches, I'm going to have to do a soft launch and get beta testers. And then we have to go through all of that. And so I think it's going to be several months before this thing is flowing, it's working. And I'm praying that the money starts to come in at the end of the year, but it could very well be next year too. I don't know what the Lord's going to do. I do know that he's going to bless it because I've put so much hard work into it. And I know and believe that the Lord will, the Bible says the laborer is due their wages. So I know because I've labored so much, he's going to bless me financially. But really, I'm just grateful for every single person. Like, if you can't give or bless or anything, if you could just keep me in your prayers, that to me is just as valuable and it means a lot to me. So I'm excited to see what happens this year. My plans this year, I've got 2 shows at the end of the year that I'm planning towards. So it does give me some time to raise the funds. And then if we get the card at the end of the year, I mean, praise the Lord, I will then probably still continue to compete as a pro, because until the Lord pulls me away, I'm just going to continue, because this lifestyle is, I think, the best lifestyle for me to pursue. And it'll be fun to see where it leads. Who knows? If the Lord decides, or if we don't get the pro card of the year, we're going to try again next year. So it'll just be, it might be the long haul, but for those who are in it with me for the long haul, I'm so appreciative and I'm so grateful. So I just want to thank everyone for their investment of time by watching this. I know it's a holiday, so hopefully you guys can watch it at a later time, but just know I'm so grateful and I love all of you. And I'm so thankful for everyone that's reached out and just expressed how excited they are. Like, I've literally had people say, Lauren, I cannot wait to see you compete again. I'm so excited you're doing this. I had people say, this is your gift. This is your calling. I'm so happy for you. Like, the amount of support has been wonderful. And again, like, I just want to put this out there. I know I've been really quiet. I've been quiet in my DMs. I've been very quiet on my messenger. Quiet just in general on social, because I can't do it all. I wish I could hire someone to do this work for me and it would make my life easier, but I really feel like the Lord has wanted me to be in control of everything. And so I put all of that on the back burner. Once this is like launched and said and done, I can't wait to just be doing everything I used to do, like flowing, like responding to my DMs, like making content. I've already got a lot of content plans. I'm really going to pick up my content on TikTok and use that platform probably the most. So I'm just excited to see where it goes. But again, this is my road to pro. I'm not quitting this time until we get it. And so I just pray that, anyone who feels like giving or supporting or sponsoring, just reach out to me. And I cannot wait to see what happens. And I'm just so grateful for all of you. I love all of you. Have a blessed and wonderful day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.